16 Shocking Things You Need to Know About Snapchat Queen, YesJulz. YesJulz has emerged out of the entertainment industry as one of the most popular names on social media, particularly on Snapchat, so much so that even the Huffington Post felt the need to declare her to be the queen of Snapchat. Despite all of the media attention and appearances which YesJulz has accumulated over the last couple years, some people struggle to understand what she does for a living, or if she does anything for a living other than get attention for having a bodacious body. As a matter of fact, YesJulz has actually used both her body and social media to build her brand as a businesswoman and entrepreneur. Juliana Marie Goddard specializes in management and is a brand ambassador and a party promoter who uses social media, particularly Snapchat, to promote everything that she does. That includes her business endeavors in music and clothing, and she runs her own agency. She's also a manager to rising rapper 070 Shake. From the sounds of it, YesJulz has a lot going on for herself and is doing more with her time than most social media models tend to do. However, her biggest problems and criticisms from the general public derive from the fact that people believe she thrives off appropriating black culture and has profited off of taking attributes from the culture to build her own image. She also has a tendency to put her foot in her mouth, which only adds fuel to the fire for her critics. As a public figure, YesJulz has divided audiences, and we're going to use this list to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of YesJulz's life and career thus far. 1. Extortion Controversy. With all success comes a chunk of people trying to knock you off of your pedestal. For YesJulz, those people were two Broward County residents from Miami who attempted to extort money from YesJulz during the summer of 2016. The two people in question, 28-year-old Hencha Voigt and her 33-year-old accomplice Wesley Victor, managed to steal sexually explicit photos and videos of YesJulz from her phone and threatened to release them to the public if YesJulz didn't send $18,000 their way within 24 hours. Instead of giving in to their demands, YesJulz notified Miami police on the matter, and after an extensive investigation, the two thieves were caught and arrested. A month later, YesJulz's sex tape was leaked. 2. Why she shaved her head. Earlier this year, YesJulz shocked thousands of her followers by shaving her head and going for a more bald fade type of look. Her older followers know that this is nothing new from the supposed Snapchat starlet, as she tends to change up her look like this every once in a while. Over the years, she's opted to cut all her hair off, let it grow back, change it different colors, cut her hair again, and then restart the process. For those wondering why she cuts her hair, as she explained in an interview with Galore, shaving her head makes her feel free and sexier than she ever felt. She did so on a whim while on a trip to Thailand, and she loved it so much that she continues to rock the style to this day. 3. Clothing line with 2 chains. YesJulz hopes to add a clothing line to her many business moves, but she doesn't plan to do so alone. Surprisingly enough, she plans to start this clothing line with none other than Grammy-winning artist 2 Chainz. For the last couple years, 2 Chainz has attempted to use the success and popularity that he garnered from his rap career to branch out into multiple business ventures. He took the next step in October 2016 by opening up his own clothing line, CEO Millionaires. He quickly decided to collaborate with YesJulz and her "Number Never Not Working" motto to attach to his clothing. The two met a couple years back at an Art Basel party, liked each other's energy, and clung on to each other ever since. Now, business is booming for the two of them. 4. Beef with Taxes Tone. Those deep into the hip-hop community know Taxes Tone best as the host of his Tax Season podcast. He and YesJulz started to have a beef of sorts when the hashtag #WhiteThoughts was trending on Twitter. Whoever used the hashtag sought to parody things that white people typically said, and to get in on the fun, YesJulz joked how black girls don't like it when white girls date light-skinned guys. Tax's Tone replied, and in only so many words, called her a racist. She accused him of not spreading anything but negative vibes on his profile and then blocked him, for which Tax again called her racist. In her own interview with No Jumper, she slyly accused Tax of not properly contributing money to his own culture but insists on calling her out on so-called appropriation. The last time that Tax's Tone acknowledged her on Twitter was when her sex tape got leaked. 5. Mistaken for charging $15,000 for a convo. Among the numerous business-related contributions that YesJulz has participated in, one thing that she's been adamant and consistent about is her charity work. Among her charity contributions, she partnered with 123WISH in April 2017 to donate money to Haiti relief funds. She decided to raise the money in a unique way by setting up 15-minute online sessions with fans, and all charge fees were announced to go straight to the charity. Unfortunately, when she posted the announcement and everybody saw the $15,000 number at the top of the page, people mistook the goal number for a charge number and thought she was actually charging $15,000 for 15 minutes of her time. She would clarify later that $15,000 was only the goal and that people only had to pay $5 to take part in the raffle, but by then, she was already roasted by Twitter for the misunderstanding. 6. Joe Budden / CYN Santana situation. The summer of 2017 started off with a bang on social media thanks to a three-way beef between rap legend Joe Budden, his girlfriend, and fellow TV personality CYN Santana, and YesJulz. It all started when a Twitter fan asked YesJulz to comment on Budden and his run-in with Migos at the BET Awards. Despite the two having been frequently photographed together in the past and her being a guest on his podcast in 2015, YesJulz responded, "Who? CYN Santana didn't like that shade from YesJulz not one bit." Santana let her displeasure be known by reminding YesJulz that her partner was the dude YesJulz was begging to save her via texts when all of Twitter was destroying her, among other tweets. During the exchange, Budden piped up by saying he knew YesJulz from her Tampa days before the fat transfer. The exchange eventually ended, and things blew over, but the whole of Twitter remained perplexed by the entire exchange between the trio. 7. The first party she ever threw. To piggyback and elaborate off of that last bonus fact that we mentioned in the previous entry, it all started when YesJulz reconnected with her birth family after being so distant from them for so many years after she was adopted. She reconnected with her family during her senior year, and one person, in particular, she formed a bond with was her uncle, who happened to work in real estate. This uncle was enthusiastic about making up for lost time, and he offered to allow his niece to throw a prom party at the mansion that he lived in. So, she scrounged up some extra dollars from her prom ticket sales, and the party was thrown. Afterward, she had about $15,000 left over. This was when YesJulz decided that she should use the extra money to move out to Tampa and dedicate the rest of her time to living her own dreams. After doing big things in Tampa, she eventually made a big name for herself while in Miami. 8. Made $2,000 in prom tickets. YesJulz prides herself on the work that she's dedicated to being an entrepreneur. For all of the provocative poses that she posts to social media, Snapchat, Instagram, etc., she uses the attention to promote her business endeavors and spread her managerial services. YesJulz's ambitions as an entrepreneur first began when she started selling prom tickets while she was in high school. She handmade about 200 copies of prom tickets and sold them under the table during lunchtime. She sold them for $10 a pop, and she quickly managed to accumulate $2,000. She then used the money to throw a prom after party. As a little bonus fact, the prom after-party was actually the first party that YesJulz ever threw, and it set the stage for her later career as a party promoter.